Welcome back, Vid Heads. In this video, I just wanted to share with you why I decided to pre-order the Blackmagic Pyxis 6K. After this. Welcome back, Vid Heads. Yes, I pre-ordered the Blackmagic Pyxis 6K. I did it a while ago, actually, and I know you guys probably have seen one of my other videos where I had my first look at the Blackmagic Micro Studio 4K G2. I put that video up not too long ago. If you want to check that out, it's right here. And I actually was auditioning that particular camera to see if it would serve as a good B or C camera while I wait for the Pyxis to be released. So, nonetheless, here are the reasons why I chose to pre-order the Pyxis 6K. I got introduced to BRAW with this G2 camera, the Micro Studio 4K G2 that is. I got introduced to BRAW with that camera, and I was just blown away of the color science of Blackmagic and how easy the BRAW made it to be able to pull those colors out. It was just a seamless process, especially I'm using DaVinci Resolve exclusively. So that made it so easy, and I'm pretty much loving BRAW. All right, Blackmagic fans, don't come for me because I'm just sharing my opinion. I did not like the form factor of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K or the 6K. And I actually ordered the 6K G2 and I had that camera and I did not like the feel of the camera. And I was excited to get to use it, to get to use BRAW, but I just couldn't get around the plasticky feel of the camera. That's just my opinion, right? But I think that it has a extremely beautiful image that comes out of those cameras. I think the BRAW is awesome, and that's why I wanted to get into Blackmagic. And at the time, I didn't want to get like a Ursa Mini or anything like that. I thought those were a little too big for what I needed for the time. And so I thought to myself, man, it's a good time to get into the Blackmagic. Now they have a new form factor, one that I can kind of get behind, one that I can actually have confidence in. Because if I don't have confidence in my equipment, then how am I going to expect my clients to have confidence in me in my equipment, right? So that was one of the things that I was looking at when it comes to form factor. Frame rate. Now, when it comes to frame rates, this camera goes up to 60 frames per second in 6K. In between 48 and 60, that's my sweet spot when I need to do slow motion. And I mean, that suffices me. Now, open gate has advantages, right? Shooting open gate allows you to crop that image in the way you want it, however you want it. And I love being able to use the whole width of the sensor. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's actually about 15 stops, 15 or 16 stops, but only 13 are really usable. See, that's the thing, Blackmagic holds true. Now, a lot of other companies, I'm not gonna name them, but a lot of other companies say they have 15 stops, they have 14 stops, you know, and they're not usable stops of dynamic range. Those stops are hidden in the floor of the shadows or hidden in the highs. And so they're not usable. Now, Blackmagic can easily just say that I have, 15 stops, but they were holding it true by saying that they have 13 stops of usable dynamic range. Dual native ISOs. Now, I really like having a camera that has dual native ISOs, mainly because I'm one of those guys that like to shoot low light, right? I like to shoot in low light. I like the whole image in low light, especially city lights and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. If you saw my other video about the Micro Studio 4K G2, it's got dual native ISO 400 and 3200, and because I got a cheat code with using that speed booster, I can shoot at 400 all the time, right? I'm just being more disciplined and shooting at the native ISO and changing everything else around it. So I'm just being more disciplined these days, and I'm not budging. I get on the native ISO and I stay there. Everything else will change before I change that native ISO. That way I'm getting the best image I can. That way you're getting the most dynamic rings you can out of your cameras. No NDs, no internal NDs. I would love to have seen internal NDs. You know, I'm not gonna say, well, for $3,000, you know, what can I expect? You know, and I believe they could have put internal NDs in, and I believe they did not put internal NDs in because they had offered this camera in several mounts, right? L mount, PL mount, and EF mount. And I don't think the L mount has enough room for internal NDs. That's just my opinion. Don't take it for fact. It's just my opinion. This is what I'm looking at and how I'm going through all this whole process, looking at, you know, strengths and challenges. I know a lot of you guys are a little upset about autofocus, and you know, it's not in this camera. And that was not a deciding factor for me. Nowadays, it's really all about picking the look of the color science and the sensor and the sensor size and those type of things. Maybe a few bells and whistles, maybe you want IBIS or something like that, but it's all about what's contained in the box, right? Everything else you can add to it. We're in that day and age now. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for different potential next camera bodies and that type of thing. Anyway, you guys know me. I'm Aaron Jones. I'm your big brother, and I got your back. This channel is all about iron sharpening iron. We're becoming a community, and I'm thinking about taking this on the road over at Reddit and starting a Vid Headz community over there. I'm getting more and more involved over on Reddit. It just seems a little bit more comfortable to me. If you guys want to follow me on Reddit, you can hit the link in the description below in my socials, and you can follow me on Reddit to see what I'm up to see what my thought process is with my next creation. Because I'm always working and modifying things, and I'm creating things, and I'll post it on Reddit so that, to get people's reactions, to see how they would use it and get feedback and that kind of thing. So anyway, if you guys are interested in stuff like that, just go ahead and comment down below. I read just about all the comments as they come in. And until next time, make sure you go out and you film something and kill it.